Hello, I'm Wheeze. I am the co-project lead of Luftahraan, and I am the founder of Archon Entertainment. And I've always wanted to create some sort of developer diary or developer blog, something like that. But I've never really gotten around actually doing it because doing it properly and doing it professionally does require quite a bit of work, and I'd had to compile all the different work from all the other team members and try and cohesively like explain what the hell they've been doing. So instead, I'm just gonna sit down, hit record on my computer here, and I'm just gonna ramble on what the team has been doing, at least from my perspective. So yeah, this is like, I guess this is Archon's shitty developer diary number one. All right, so I think. I think I'm going to start off by talking about what people have been asking me the most, which is when is Luftahraan coming out, and why are we taking so long? So we've been developing this. I'm not sure exactly how many months, but it's over 2 years. It's been a couple of months now. Yeah, let's see. That's February. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Luftahraan has been in development for almost 2.5 years now. And the reasoning for this is because the first year or so was it was very unorganized. It was very haphazard, I think is a correct phrase to use here. Am I slanting my, like, I'm not sure if like my I really don't know which words to use, but whatever. Yeah, so for the first year or so it was really unorganized and crazy, and when I became project lead, I tried to organize things and manage things, and it didn't really work out. And then I tried not managing things and try seeing if people work better, if they have more freedom. That didn't work out either. And then I implemented project management again, which I'm going to talk about later. But so yeah, that's probably the reason why it's taking so long, is because it was so chaotic and unorganized at the beginning that it's still affecting us to this day. And at this point, it's almost pointless to try and do some proper plan or management to really try and like estimate when Luftahraan is coming out, as in estimating it accurately, mainly because people aren't doing this for free. People are doing this for free, and that means people sometimes work a lot and sometimes they don't work for weeks. So we don't really. It's really hard to really guess when this quest is going to get finished and this dungeon is going to get finished. But when is Luftahraan coming out? Which is the most common question that I get asked. I really can't answer that because developing a project like this, like I was just explaining, it's so unorganized that I like to say that it's like leveling in an RPG. It's like leveling in WoW, except you cannot see your experience or your level. You just keep finding things to do. You just keep on going until you've reached the cap, which is finishing the mod. And that's pretty much the case for us. But we are very much hoping for a 2014 release, and but we cannot promise that. Back in 2012, I wanted a 2012 release. Back in 2013, I wanted a 2013 release, and now I'm saying 2014. So, yeah, it's you really cannot believe anything I'm saying. So yeah, that's mainly the reason why we're taking so long. It's because we're doing this for free, and the fact that the project started in a way that it was so unorganized and crazy and chaotic that it's still affecting us to this day. And yeah, so in hopes to help out with this, is that I've implemented a more thorough project management system. So it's basically it's not like super complex, or it's not like we've implemented Scrum or anything, or it's pretty simple, but it does get the job done. So it's basically everyone has their a to-do list, so a list of things that they need to do, and then each thing has an estimated deadline, and on every month, which is most of the time people's deadline is on a monthly meeting. We everyone just hops on TeamSpeak and we talk about what we've been doing and if we have met our deadlines. And if they haven't, then we give them like a pretend slap on the wrist or whatever, and like hopefully that'll make them feel guilty to work more, because we can't really use money as a motivator. So that's like the main thing that we've really implemented. It sounds really simple, but you cannot apply too much management to something like you cannot add too much strict management to something like this, and you cannot overcomplicate things either, because if people come in and join the project and it's like, and they have to understand like this huge system that we've perfected over the years, and we are very strict, and you have to do this by this time, and if you don't, then you're kicked out of the team or something like that. People just shy away from that and go away, which happens a lot. Actually, just to talk about this, I think over 170 topics have been made on the application section on our forums, which probably means about 160 people have applied. And a lot of these get accepted because we can usually find a use for these people, and then they usually don't really do anything. And I think having like a strict management system like Scrum or something like that will really not have a very positive effect on people like that. But yeah, we have already seen progress being made thanks to this project management system that we've applied, and yeah, it seems to get people. It seems to push people just enough to start working, and they do feel bad if they don't meet the deadline, and but it's not enough for them to leave, so it's great. Let's see. Let's move on to another topic. Modelers. We got some modelers finally. After 2 years, we finally found some fucking modelers. It's impossible to find modelers for us for some reason. We've had a few, and they always do nothing and leave immediately. But we got Teppa, a Finnish guy that just joined us. He has done some houses, as in he has remade some of the improvised houses in Luftahraan and made a better looking versions of them, and also they're better for performance. And by improvised, I mean we use vanilla assets from Skyrim to create architecture that looks unique. But this usually means you're going to have to use 50 to 100 objects to create one house. Well, if you are Skutin, a level designer on our team, the guy that founded the project, then you're going to use like 200 objects to make a house. But for a normal person, it's like 50 or something. So, but add this all up, and you've got like, I don't know, like 15, 20 houses, and they all consist of 50 to 100 objects, and that's a lot of textures and a lot of polygons and a lot of I'm not sure what they're called, something along with the lines of color load or something. Basically, it means when you enter the area, you're gonna have to load all those objects instead of loading just one big object. You're gonna have to load multiple smaller ones, which makes it so that when you're moving around in the town or in the city, you start getting this lag. But yeah, he has done, I think, 2 or 3 houses now. He's done a tavern. He has done he's done both taverns. I think there was one more house that I am probably forgetting about. And now he's working on the Sovereign Robes. It looks pretty good so far. I don't think I've seen him do clothes before, so I'm really hoping that he believes that he can do it, and when he believes that he can do for example, the houses that we've seen him do, then they come up pretty good. So let's hope the same thing applies to the robes, because we got a concept artist join that did some concept art for the Sovereign, and it ended up looking pretty good, but he left. At least he's very inactive. And yes, as I'm recording this, I just found out that we have accepted a new modeler, and his stuff looks pretty fucking good. I gotta say, he's able to do some very nice texture work, and obviously very good modeling work. And one thing that really impresses me with him is that he can do tile sets. Now, tile sets are basically things that, or models that basically create the dungeons usually. So they're modular tile sets. They're basically Lego pieces that can create rooms and hallways used to create dungeons. And he can do this. He has shown us that he's made some Dwemer tile sets. Now this is a particularly neat skill to have, because you need to be thinking technically and artistically at the same time. You need to make sure that they all fit together, and that they all fit perfectly together. There's no gaps, and then you have to also think about that you're going to try and decrease repetitiveness of the textures and models when you're like Legoing all these tile sets together. And he seems to be capable of this. And even better yet, he does some basic concept art. At least he does some good architectural concept art, it seems. Yeah, he does some good architectural concept art, and he's able to import this into the creation kit, which is great. So hopefully we'll be able to see some cool stuff coming up in the form of custom models. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Quests. So we finally started working properly on quests. So we have myself working on quests. We have Robosaurus. He's working on side quests at the moment, and yeah, we finally started working properly on the quests, and that's, the quests are basically like the home stretch or home run. I'm not really sure what you guys say. It's basically, once we finish the quests, then there's only small little bits left to finish. To basically finish all of Luftahraan, and quests are quite of a challenge, mainly because making quests for Skyrim is just a pain in the ass. I mean, if anyone has watched my stream, they probably understand what I'm talking about. But we are definitely making progress, and at the pace that we are going right now, with only 2 guys making quests, we have another one that'll probably start making quests soon, which is my other co-project lead, Archon, and lead writer. Yeah, when he joins as well, and we're all 3 making all the quests, I really do believe that we might be able to finish this within a 2014 release. But we're gonna have to do the voice acting pretty quickly, and we don't really want to rush that. So we'll see what happens. But the quests are looking pretty good. We have fantastic writers on our team. We put a lot of emphasis on the writing and the story and the lore, and they've done a fantastic job. And seeing it all come together in the game is just awesome. Seeing the characters finally starting to do what they're supposed to do in the quests, playing their roles, and seeing it all come together, and seeing all the lore in game in the books, and we have so many lore books, by the way. You're gonna, I hope some of you guys like reading those, because we put a lot of work into that, and yeah, it's coming along pretty nicely, guys. Right, the next thing I want to talk about is Archon. Now, Archon is is the main Dwemer tower in Luftahraan. You might have seen this if you've seen some screenshots or videos or something of Luftahraan, because it's a very prominent tower. It's huge. Now this tower, I'm not. The thing is, I'm not the lead writer, or I don't have a lot to do with the writing, which is why my other co-project lead is the lead writer, and he can probably explain in more, lore details on what Archon is. But to me, Archon is a tower that has been locked for a very long time, and there were some Dwemer scholars, I think, that was researching something deep below. So it's a giant research facility, and all we know, or the Luftahraan general populace knows, is that there's something that lies deep below that dungeon that is pretty important or pretty powerful. It's all people really know is that it's worth going down there. And that basically sparks the main storyline of this of Luftahraan, because a lot of people are trying to get in there, trying to get access to the tower and go down there. And we are making this dungeon at the moment. I've been working a lot on that dungeon as well, and it's coming along pretty nicely as well. We are planning to make Archon the largest dungeon in Skyrim to date. Largest dungeon in Skyrim, because Bethesda has stopped making DLC. So yeah, largest dungeon in Skyrim. Hopefully, we're aiming for it. And yeah, it's so big that we have this main elevator or lift in the center of it, and you keep coming back to this elevator or slash lift, because we want to give the player the opportunity to go back up to the surface, because we don't want the player to spend 5 hours doing a single dungeon. So we want to give the player a break from time to time and stuff. But yeah, I guess I have to stop rambling on at some point, so I guess I'm just gonna stop now. But that's the main things that have been going on for the past month or two. There's so many things that I can talk about, to be honest, and I might end up doing that if people like this. I might end up doing that just in the next developer diary. I might just talk about something that was the discussion a year ago or something that still might be kind of relevant or interesting. But yeah, so if you like this, if you enjoyed getting this little update, and you don't care that it was done so unprofessionally and there was a lot of ums and ands in my presentation, then yeah, just leave a comment below letting me know, because I really need to know if I should continue doing this or not. And yeah, I recommend heading to archonent.com. I'll just leave a link in the description if you want to read more about Luftahraan and maybe check out some screenshots and music or something like that, or read our previous updates. And I recommend subscribing to our newsletter on there to get email notifications when a new update comes out. So, oh, and one more thing, as you might have noticed later on in this earlier in this video, I was working on this room, and what I was doing is that I stream my level design. Well, not just level design, also just everything that I do in the creation kit. I basically just stream it on my Twitch channel. So if you want to come by, say hi, join our little community, show your support, then you can find a link down below, and you can just hit that follow button and get notified when I go live next. So yeah. That's it. So yeah,